Hey, Thrivers, welcome back to another episode. All right, friends, how are we making money in 2024? What is going on? I've got some predictions, I've got some strategies. It's going to be a jam-packed episode. So make sure that you are taking notes if you're not driving. If you are, or if you just don't feel like taking notes, don't worry. We've got you covered because our amazing team has in-depth show notes for you guys. I don't know if you've seen them. Have you been over to our website, thrivetogether.blog/podcast? I'm telling you, we have taken our show note game up to another level thanks to our incredible team. Oh my gosh, Haley Gaffin over at Gaffin Creative. Her team is freaking killing it for us. I am so grateful to have her on our team. So make sure you go and check out those show notes. They're in depth, they're detailed, beautifully outlined, have all the links you need, and you're going to need them for this episode. So, how are we making money in 2024? Well, it's going to involve a combination of creativity, strategic planning, and leveraging various revenue streams. So, let's talk about some of that strategy and where we need to look at spending our time and what revenue streams we're going to be seeing throughout this year. I've got some predictions, and I think you're going to want to tune in for the whole episode. All right, if you are just getting started or you feel like maybe you're stalling out a bit, remember we need to first of all be mindful of our niche. I want you to make sure that you are selecting a niche that you are passionate about. And remember that the more specific your niche, the more targeted your audience will be. It is so much easier for you to start out narrow and expand as you go. And it's very hard to kind of change our mindset and to do so because it is very easy to go and look at everyone that we aspire to be like, that are like hashtag goals, right? Some quote unquote famous content creators that we look up to and admire. And we're like, well, Bree, they're able to talk about everything under the sun. And it seems like the dollar bills are just raining for them. Let me tell you what, when you can really hone in on who your audience is and talk specifically to them, address those pain points, then it's going to be a lot easier for you to grow. And when you've grown, you can expand all you want, friend. Okay, maybe not all you want, but you can expand your topics. But I'm telling you right now, if you are able to kind of refocus on your niche of who your audience is, it's going to make your job quite a bit easier. The second thing that we need to talk about is it is so important that you build a strong online presence. Duh, obviously. I mean, hello, our jobs are all online. What do I mean by that? All right, it's twofold. First of all, having a blog, creating a blog with quality content. Let me tell you guys what, I was hanging out over on Threads and I'm starting to see people talk about, you guys, you need to have a blog. I'm saying blogs are going to make a comeback in 2024. You need to hop on the train. And I'm like, hello, the train never left. Where have you guys been? But I do love that so many people are talking about it more. And I understand. I get it. Social media has completely taken over, and it has been very easy for us to just jump on that bandwagon. But here's what we're seeing. In 2024 and beyond, I really do see a resurgence of blogs, and I am freaking excited. You guys know Bree is over here popping the champagne saying, all right, about time, let's go. Because you guys, blogs never left. We've always been here. And it is about time they make a resurgence because it is about time that everyone get on board and start to realize, you know what? I don't have control over my content by relying on algorithms and on social media. That's what Bree's been saying all along. It's okay. If you're just now here and you're like, I know, Bree, don't worry. I've got you covered. We've got a guide. We can help you get started. But I'm telling you, in 2024, you need to jump on the train of getting your own website going. It is time to stop putting all of your eggs into the social media basket. Part 2 of building a strong online presence, it is social media. Because all of that being said, being active on 1 or 2 social media platforms to connect with your audience is huge. It's huge. Community, connection, that matters so much when you are growing a brand. Not only does it matter for brand growth and awareness, but also as a way for you to make some money, right? We're going to get to that in a few minutes. But what I want you to do is just make sure you're picking the social media platforms that feel best to you. And let me tell you what, friends, if you don't like video, or if you are just feeling like, if we're putting it nicely or not nicely, don't be offended. But at the end of the day, if you're boring on video, it's not going to land. Okay. So it is something that does not come naturally to a lot of people. It is something I have practiced for years and years and years to be comfortable and okay with being on camera, and to figure out like I have to be dynamic and I have to be engaging and I have to be all these things. I can still be real in myself, but I have to be engaging in order for my audience to engage with me. So that brings me to my third point. You have to engage your audience. So, all right, what have we covered so far? If you're just getting started, you need to be mindful of your niche. You need to build a strong online presence, which looks like a blog and social media. Third thing, you need to engage your audience, regularly interacting with your followers through comments, live sessions. Again, I know I'm talking about video. If video is not your jam, figure out how you can connect with your audience in different ways. An engaged audience, at the end of the day, I'm not saying anything that is mind-blowing here, but like they're more loyal. And when you have a loyal, engaged audience, it is more attractive to brands, and you will be able to charge more money, which means you're going to be able to do the same amount of work for more dollars. Yes, and yes. So we're going to continue to see your engagement rate play a huge role in how much you can get paid by brands in 2024. I predict that this is going to become more and more critical. There are so many accounts out there that have grown in a million different ways. But if you're able to create an account, I don't care how many followers you have. I don't care if you have 500 or 500,000. If your audience is not paying attention, if they're not engaged with you, if they're not leaving you comments, you need to go back and figure out what is not landing. Am I not talking to my audience? And am I just maybe kind of talking for myself? Right? It goes back to a lot of what we talk about here on the podcast about message mining and really creating our audience, really creating our content for our audience. So engagement is going to be a big thing. It's been a big thing. It's going to continue to just grow and grow and grow and be more and more crucial as the year goes on. All right, number 4, monetizing your blog and social media. Yes, Bree, how is this looking in 2024? Not a lot is changing, but here's what I really think is going to make a huge difference in how much money you're making is your creativity. And that is something that nobody can take away from you. It is not something that anybody can do for you. You have to figure out what is the thing that I am passionate about and how do I express my creativity with that passion. We can have assistants, we can have contractors, we can have a team and outsource things galore. I'm all for that. If that is your season that you are in, do it. However, you still have to be the creative driving force behind it, behind those ideas. What ideas are you bringing to the table and sending out there for your audience? Creativity is something that we have to be so protective of, because it is very easy for it to get squashed, for it to get buried, for it to disappear completely. And that's when we start to feel that super, super burnout, right? That I talked about in episode 221. We don't want to deal with that in 2024, right? We're saying no to that. So we have to protect our creativity. It is so, so crucial. What does that look like? It looks different for everyone else. For me, it means when I am hit with a spark of creativity, I don't squash it because I need to go and do X, Y, and Z. Now, you best believe I've got a to-do list a mile long. I am organized. I am strategic. I am doing all of the things that I teach you guys to do. Because sometimes me coming on here and reminding you guys to do things helps remind me, oh yeah, I need to get my life together a little bit with that area. But the biggest thing for me has been when I am hit with a spark of creativity, that I run with it for a little bit. Whether that means I am jumping on and creating a video, or if that just means that I need to hop into Asana and brain dump and list out those ideas or send myself a voice note. I decided in 2024 that I was going to get a dedicated work phone. And the joy I have found by being able to text myself, ah, brilliant. So you don't have to have your own phone number for work to do this, but finding a way to send yourself a message even whenever that creative energy sparks. For me, I have notes and I use those consistently, but I don't know, maybe it's just something new because sometimes that happens, right? But being able to shoot myself a text message and be like, "Hey, here's a brilliant idea." And then being able to go to work the next morning and be like, "Ugh, last night, uh, Bree was brilliant and Bree came up with a freaking amazing idea." I don't know. That all being said, whatever running with that creative spark looks like for you, if it's dropping things and being like, you know what, I am going to spend an hour today working on this fun idea. Because what happens is that is filling your cup. Whenever you run with that creative spark, it is filling your cup for everything else that you have to do for work. And when your creative cup is bone dry, and I am telling you, I have been there very recently, which is probably why I'm talking about this for so long. It made everything else in my business hard. It made writing content hard. It made recording podcasts hard. It made coaching hard. It made every little thing that I loved difficult because I was squashing my creativity and that cup was dusty. Okay. So that all plays into monetization for your brand in 2024 because you are going to have to be creative. We are no longer in the beginning stages of this world of social media and blogging. There are ideas galore and people out there doing all the things. And if you go to a brand and pitch the same thing that 20 other people have pitched, what is making you stand out? I'm not saying any of that to discourage you. I'm saying that your creativity is your superpower. And if you can harness that superpower and lean into it and really allow yourself to be to be creative and to be passionate and to follow that, you're going to see more success in growth and monetarily in 2024 and beyond. That applies to everything we're saying for monetizing. We're still doing advertising. We're still doing affiliate marketing. We're going to continue to see a lot from Amazon, but also within affiliate marketing, a lot of other brands are starting to build out really great affiliate marketing programs. So I want you guys to make sure you're paying attention to this. If you felt like Amazon wasn't it for you, or maybe you're kind of missing in this affiliate marketing game, if you love a certain brand, check out their direct affiliate program because I really think that in 2024, we're going to start to see more and more brands investing more money into affiliate programming. The third thing, sponsored content. It's not going anywhere. But as I said before, your engagement rate is going to be critical here and showing your personality and your creativity. The fourth way of making money that I'm seeing, product sales, selling your own products. If it's an ebook, a course, merch, digital products, this is a way for you to really take earning into your own hands. And I love that. I'm here for that. The other thing that I want to mention that I'm thinking is kind of like lingering, has been tested a little bit, people are tipping their toes into it, is subscriptions or paid memberships. Look, the more creative you can be with what you're offering that is outside of the norm, you're going to attract attention. Bottom line, the biggest things that have been helpful in my business have been when I came up with an idea and I was like, nobody else is doing this. Nobody else is offering this. Whenever we started the podcast, there was not really a podcast out there for bloggers. I saw a need and I filled it. Whenever we started Shift, our high level group coaching programs for bloggers and content creators like yourselves, there's still not a program out there like this. Not a program that gives you weekly feedback, weekly one-on-one coaching, that gives you a mastermind and all of that for less than $500 a month. It doesn't exist. So I was like, cool, we're going to build this because this is what people need. You guys need to be able to talk to us as frequently and as often as you want and get feedback from an expert coach. So we built it. So that's what I'm saying. You have to look and see what is missing. Where can I keep running with my creative? And here's the thing. It's just a matter of being like, you know what? I am going to stop squashing my creativity and just opening the door. And then you're going to be washing dishes, taking a shower, going on a walk, and all of a sudden, boom, out of the blue, you're going to be hit with a brilliant idea that you can't wait to go run home and jot it down, send yourself a text message, or write it in a sauna. Like, you're going to be so excited. It's just a matter of creating space in your brain and saying, I'm not going to squash my creativity. And the results are going to come because you're going to start to come up with ideas just by being open to it. Because sitting down and being like, all right, I'm going to be creative today. And you sit down and you stare at a blank screen and you're like, I've got nothing. Doesn't work, right? It's incredibly frustrating. Been there, hate it. But just saying, I'm not going to squash it when it comes anymore. And then just let it be. And things are going to come to your brilliant brain. So, all right, let's continue. We've talked about a lot already in this podcast, and I still got a little ways to go. So let's crank on. Okay, so we've talked about, let me just do a quick recap. Remembering we need to be mindful of our niche, building a strong online presence, engaging our audience, monetization. The fifth thing, diversifying your income streams. So when it comes to picking out one of those income streams, I want you to try not to rely on a single source of income. There is nothing that scares me more when I see creatives out there only going in on one income stream. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, if one thing changes, if the brands decide they're not doing this anymore, if we get hit with another pandemic, if X, Y, and Z happen, boom, they're done and they're looking for a job. So not to scare you, but also to just tell you, don't rely on one single source of income. The more diverse your income, the more stable your financial situation is going to be. Start with two, and then as you gain experience and knowledge, and as those two find success, add as you go. 6, utilize analytics. Regularly checking your analytics to understand what content works best for your audience goes hand in hand with every single thing I've been talking about in this episode. It's going to help in tailoring your content strategy, and it's going to help when you have those creative sparks, just to be mindful of what is working and what is not working. This is something that so many people don't do. And I am telling you, the ones that are going to find success in 2024 are the ones that are going to be analyzing their data, learning from it, and tailoring their strategy to it. Trust me, hit the rewind, go back 20 seconds, re-listen to that again. Utilize your analytics, friends. You're doing your brand a huge, huge disservice if you're not. Telling you, the ones that find success are the ones that are going to be doing all of that. I'm serious. Hit 30 seconds, jump back, and listen again. Number 7, network and collaborate. Networking with other bloggers and influencers can open up opportunities for collaborations and cross promotions. I predict that we're going to get back to this more. We used to see so much of this back in 2020 and prior, and it really has fizzled out a bit. I don't know why, because it helped so many brands grow like crazy. Like, I can think of full-time bloggers, content creators right now that are there because they were helped out by others in the industry, because they collaborated with others. I'm seeing them and I'm like, you are successful because of networking. And I don't know why that's disappeared. I don't know if we got burnt out. I don't know if it wasn't trendy anymore. I don't know what happened. I did hop on the other day and I did see Jordan Rush. She actually did a collaboration with, I think her handle is the Glitter Gospel. And they did like this cute reel together and filmed it like back and forth. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I'm talking about. We're going to start to see that more. If not, you guys are leaving it on the table. And I wish you would, because it has made people be able to go full time in their businesses just by working together with others. So network and collaborate, huge for 2024. All right, the last 2 things that I want to mention. Consistency is key. We hear this all the time, but regularly producing and sharing content to keep your audience engaged and attracting new followers is where it's at. The thing is, how are you making sure that you're not burning yourself out? Go back and listen to episode 221 on preventing burnout in 2024 and episode 220 on getting help. If you haven't listened to those 2 episodes, there you go. That's what you go and listen to as soon as I'm done here. And the final thing to leave you guys with is invest in learning. Consider investing in courses or attending workshops to improve your skills in content creation, SEO, marketing, and other relevant areas. Shoot me a DM over on Instagram. Thrive Together Blog is our Instagram handle if you're not following us for some reason, and just say, hey, Bree, I need to chat about coaching in 2024, because we have multiple options and multiple price points, and I promise there is something for you. I will personally be the one responding, and you may even get like a video message from me, because sending a video message is one of my favorite things to do, because I love to surprise people. So you guys, I told you at the beginning of this, you're going to want the show notes for this. thrivetogether.blog/podcast, or just scroll below in the podcast player and click the link to head over there. This is something you're going to want to bookmark. Leave it in your browser to reference throughout the year, because I just dropped some mega stuff here that you're going to want to keep referencing in order to see huge success in 2024. All right. I'm going to wrap this up because that was a lot of information. Go check out the show notes. Go DM me over on Instagram and be like, hey, Bree, let's chat and let's do it. Let's make some big things happen in 2024.